This is the bridge that goes across Chesapeake Bay on Highway 113, or 13 and 113 northbound. I was hoping that the cloud cover would lift a little bit, but you can still see pretty fur piece today. I've been across here before in a truck when it was really windy with an empty trailer, and now I have a big heavy load of peanuts, so I should be fine windy or not. Headlights on for safety, tunnel entrance 2 miles ahead. This looks amazing on my GPS map. It's just such a wide expanse for a bridge to cover. Still been thinking about various philosophical topics, but I haven't really fleshed out anything new yet. I see other channels of a philosophical bent, and the people on those channels repeat themselves a lot, and that's good. I learn a lot from hearing the same things again and again, but I'm probably the main person who watches my own channel, and I get tired of repetition, so I typically say something when there's an old idea that needs to be fleshed out more, or if I have an entirely new idea. In the meantime, I drive through some amazing places. The east side of the United States is incredible, impressive. I've always been impressed by the west side of the continent, for good reason. But I should keep an open mind when I'm looking at all the wonders of the east side. Fishing pier and restaurant closed. If I wanted to fish from this pier, I would be sad about that. Truck behind me is sad because he has to go the speed limit. I don't blame him. It's tempting for me not to follow the construction speed limits because my tracking device doesn't know what they are, doesn't know about them. So I would have no accountability for them. But I just feel like it's good, safe. There are a lot of people, vulnerable, innocent people, vulnerable, not so innocent people. I think it's just good to be kind to each other and protect each other as much as we can. What do you think? Hope you don't have claustrophobia. Thimble Shoal Channel Tunnel, Thimble Shoal Channel Tunnel, Thimble Shoal Channel Tunnel. That reminds me of the book Fox and Socks. But that's freaky. This is a 13-foot, 6-inch tunnel. My trailer is marked 13.6, but it's probably, oh, look at that guy. Yeah, you can see. We're just right up to the top. We're probably about 13.3 from what I can tell. But that still puts us right up to the top. I imagine this tunnel is underwater. Not that that would make us feel more claustrophobic. I don't mind tunnels. I know that the Four Seasons produce trucks have a switch on them where you can drop the air in the trailers and in the tractors at a moment's notice, and then they can go in the Holland Tunnel, and that saves them about half an hour each way, or so they say. I think it depends on what happens, because those tunnels get all kinds of problems. It's hit or miss. Let's see if the weather's different on this side of the tunnel. Do not cross yellow line. Stay in lane. Yeah, looks about the same. And this truck can go whatever speed she or he or they want to go. So many of those shipping containers down here, because we're near the ocean. Just about all the towns, big or small, down here are seaports. So you see a lot of those shipping containers. Looking at the map, it looks like we're just a little over halfway across now. Wonder what kind of journey that would be if the bridge weren't here. You pull down to the ferry and pay the fee, put your life, your family's life in the hands of the ferry boat captain, and off you go. Reminds me of that game that came out a long time ago, the Oregon Trail game. River crossings were always harrowing. Crossing the Chesapeake Bay, that's amazing. I wonder what that would have looked like in the Oregon Trail game. This load is headed to Wamelsdorf, Pennsylvania. It says on my GPS I'm 296 miles away. Fun fact, I'm sitting right here in Wamelsdorf right now. It's just the next town up from Robizonia. So I've been on this journey before. I stayed overnight at home. I was able to park the truck and trailer at the yard, and then I just came right over here this morning. It's a pretty nice day. I'm supposed to get there at 5:34 p.m., which means I could make it by 6 or so. The delivery is not scheduled until tomorrow morning, and Wamelsdorf is not very far away from where I live, so that'll be kind of weird if I have to stay overnight. I get paid more if I stay over and take my time, but it's weird. Last time I made extra fast time, and I made it a day faster than they thought, an entire day. And I ended up losing money because they said, we don't have any work for you. But I don't mind having a day off. That's what motivates me. Now that I'm retired, I have my retirement, and I have this full-time trucking gig. So I don't feel the pressure maybe that some of the younger drivers who have families would feel. They're always trying to get extra work. We've got some blue sky, ribbons of blue mixed in with the clouds up there. remember to come this way and avoid 95 and Baltimore and DC. Oh, we get another tunnel. Oh, that must be for the channels. That's why they do that. This bridge is so low, they need a way for the ships to get through. So we go under the channels that the ships go through. You probably already knew that. Oh, this is the tunnel that has two-way traffic. And it's still 55. Yep, it's just as low as the other. And you can see this truck. He cleared by at least, or they cleared by at least 6 or 8 inches on that one. Maybe it's a shorter truck. Keep up speed. Now I'm up to speed. And we're still going down a little bit, so it isn't just straight across under the water. It's kind of a bowl shape. And now we're coming up again. Holding your breath. We're almost back up to the surface. Maintain speed, upgrade. I'm doing my best. I got a lot of peanuts on here. The truck behind me must be empty. That was fun to be in the South again, and I saw all the cotton fields. All the what else was southern? All the pine trees. There was a vacation place, and they called it a plantation. I think with all that Southern heritage, Confederate heritage, I wouldn't want to call places plantations. It feels dark. It feels oppressive, that word plantation. And looking at all the cotton fields. I was trying to get a cup of coffee at the shipper, and this young guy was out to lock the airline, the red hose on my trailer, so I'd be sure not to pull away while the forklift is going back and forth. And he said that the coffee is back in a room where the boss people work. I guess it's not the forklift guy. He said that you can't even get coffee in the vending machines. So I thought it was ironic. The young black man telling me that the coffee wasn't available. Oh wow, there is a pelican, big old pelican. Lots of birds fishing out here. If you're proud of Southern heritage, you probably think I'm reading way too much into it. I can live with that. Lots of pelicans. A whole flock of pelicans down there fishing. Looks like a good day to be a pelican. His beak can hold more than his belly can. There's a good childhood memory. I've been admiring these bridges up here, but they're probably not close enough for you to see them yet. Twin bridges. Now this sky. Imagine all the life under the surface. Maybe there's a traffic jam under the surface down there. I'm not knocking on wood because I've stopped doing that. Stopped waiting for the other shoe to drop. But it's nice if you've been with me through DC and Baltimore. This is nice. It's almost lunchtime, which typically is pretty busy wherever I drive. Yeah, this way kind of feels like being on vacation. There's a little island up ahead where those bridges go. And then there's a little inlet in between the islands, and then we're on land again. But we've been seafaring for a while now. Miles and miles with only these pillars to hold us up. I think it would have been fun to engineer this. The tunnels and the bridges and the pillars and guardrails. There you can see a big pelican. I was sure you'd be able to see that big pelican right in front of the truck, but you can't see it. I think you'd be able to see that one. Do the world famous howl slow-mo. Zoom and slow-mo. I don't have a dog riding along with me to show you. Probably good for the dog that he's not here. North Channel. This is the answer for maybe this is where the biggest bridges go. There's a pretty big, or the biggest ships go, I mean. There's a pretty big ship headed this way. Obviously gonna go under this bridge. I wonder why there isn't anything on this island. I wonder why there's no development, no casinos and hotels and such. It's just a beautiful, uninhabited place, which I like. It just seems like it would be so lucrative. Maybe that's one of the places that the country or the state set aside. We just want to keep this the way it is. Fisherman Island, National Wildlife Refuge. Okay, that's the answer to the question. Fisherman's Island. I think we're in the state of Virginia. I think we just got here. Crossing over from North Carolina. Following this Jeep at this distance, there's a chance my GPS or my whatever it is, my electronic logging device will tell me that I'm following too closely. So if you're the kind of person who drives along in the right lane when you're getting a text and answering a text, and you slow down while you're doing that, you're a thorn in somebody's flesh, you can bet, if you don't maintain your speed. That's why I think everybody should use their cruise control when they're on the highway. Let me know if you do. pat you on the back and tell you what a good person you are. Eastern Shore Welcome Center, 2 miles. Look at this guy, pulled right over in front of me and slowed right down. Northampton County. This is Fisherman's Inlet. I'm your tour guide reading the signs to you. I'm looking at this person's hands to see if there is a cell phone in them. When somebody's speed is erratic like that, that's the first thing you expect. Or, as Clutch Trucker suspects, that they're drunk. And at this point, I would join Clutch in telling him, dude, you're an asshole, or an ass wagon, or an ass hat, or some kind of ass. He's blissfully unaware that his speeding up and slowing down has any effect on anybody. You know, as soon as I pull out to get more room, he'll speed. Yeah, there we go. His text is over, I guess. Well, we're back on land again. Fisherman's Inlet has been crossed. It's the tail end of one of those cotton fields I was telling you about. They're all over the place in North Carolina and Virginia. Margaret's Thrift Shop. New Stuff Weekly. It's interesting, the little businesses that try to make it Gothic horror. Night of Gothic Horror. Arts entered Cape Charles. You can tell their only lifeblood is the traffic that goes by, because there's nothing here. Just everything. Well, nothing. That's not fair to say. There's beauty all around. And the beach on both sides. Chesapeake Bay is on the left. The Atlantic Ocean is on the right. Pretty cool place, but it feels like small towns and rustic villages and a few entrepreneurs trying to figure out how to pull the traffic into their existence. The internet kind of feels like that too. All this traffic, but how do you attract it? There was glorious sunshine about 5 miles back, and it's trying to do it again. I like the twin bridges here because you can see what the one looks like that you're driving on if you look over at the other one. We're just south of Annapolis, Maryland. This one has a real edge. If you're up in a truck, you can look right over the edge down at the water. And if you don't like being next to the edge, you're not allowed in a truck to be in the middle lane. At this time of day, they have 2 lanes going our direction. Maybe it's always like that. The pavement paint looks like that. I can only see cars going the other direction. So it looks like they've got 4 total lanes going south and 2 going north. It makes sense if the big city is up ahead of us, or the cluster of big cities. I've been out of colors for you, although in subdued light. I'll give you an alert. I've been thinking philosophically about being happy as an individual as opposed to solving collective problems and having that make you feel happy. I've touched on that before. It's a little bit Ayn Randish that you think about your own individual joy and bliss and prioritize that. It seems to be the kind of freedom, individual freedom, that this country, and France too, and other countries, have been founded on. There's some part of me that wonders if it's okay to be happy just by myself. As a truck driver, especially an over-the-road truck driver, you just about have to give yourself permission to be happy by yourself. Seeing beautiful things and not feeling sad because there isn't any special person there to see it with you. I think I'm cut out for it, to be happy as an individual. But I've definitely felt zeal and passion to help solve things, big picture. But more to come on that. We'll talk about that a different day.